Hi all, welcome to this SBC Mkhitaryan guide for the Europa League live card. Looks like nice card in all honesty, and remember he is going to be getting an upgrade because Arsenal have qualified, so if you can smash likes would be awesome. Sub to the channel if you're new. Follow me on Twitter at @GIsALegend. All the links are down below for plus in the channel and social media links as always. Now I know the routes that I'm showing aren't going to be flat out the cheapest. One of the routes isn't too bad in all honesty in regards to everything, but be fully aware, don't take these routes for flat out the same choice. So the Premier League route, fairly straightforward, 5 EPL. Now our route comes to around 70k to do. Now cheapest working out at the moment seems to be around 65k. Leno and Socrates are like 15k each between them. I've tried to implement cheap enough players as possible. It doesn't matter too much on loyalty because it does it. I've tried to go Brazilian to make this work. I saw Maicon and Fernando seemed decent enough ratings but also fairly cheap. I've then tried to but obviously Alex Telles is quite expensive, so your way around that then could be another 84 rated defender that works, that isn't going to affect, or even an 84 that can just slot in there that works fine, maybe even like a Charisma for example. So be fully aware of that. Then we go on to the Dortmund way. This isn't cheap. This roughly works out about 75k at the moment. Our route comes to around 90, so be aware of that. I will, as I said, as always, I will sit down on Footbin shortly and I will put together cheaper routes for the time being. So as I said, these are just guides, but you're getting 140k worth of packs. This route doesn't require any loyalty whatsoever because it's just a straight Bundesliga team. I think that could be the way that most ways will be done with this. The nationality part is the stumbling block. You can take out Farman and put Horn in its place and it will still work just as fine. I think it takes like 3 chem off or something, or a chem off if you're lucky. Now this route I wouldn't recommend going this way in the slightest. The Shakhtar Donetsk apparently is working around 55-60k at the moment. We used the UCL version of Stepanenko just to give us the option, but I have seen Brazilian squads getting implemented, people using Tyson and then using like a UCL card of 82-83 rating, kind of going like Brazil La Liga. But I'm trying to, when I looked at this way I was thinking could go Liga NOS, but I'm not 100% sure. Saying that you could, in fact you could go Liga NOS, you could end up maybe going like Casillas in goal, then your UCL card could be like one of the Porto players for example, or someone else that just slots in no problem. It's just a case of ensuring that you can get a second in form fairly cheap because Nakajima's quite expensive. He's like 20-25k, so you've got to kind of factor in João Mario and Belotti are like 25k each now, so it's a very interesting stumbling block to have. So it's almost factoring in which two informs you look at. Like I know fundamentally players like Haisaj, Bulam or Crescito are like 1500 coins, Bernadeschi, Perotti are like 1000 coins each. So as I said, you could necessarily just go a different league altogether from this. As I said, I'm going to sit down properly shortly and have a right good look at this. I think looking at it, for a 200k SBC, 140k worth of packs, there's a chance of like 30-40k at least coin return and something worthwhile in the bonus, but time will tell of course. But let me know in the comments below if you're going to do this. Smash likes as always, sub to the channel if you're new, follow me on Twitter at @GIsALegend, and I will catch you all later.